Story number 5. $1.87. That was all. Every day she spent very little money. She bought the cheapest meat, the cheapest vegetables, and even she was tired. She walked around and around to buy the cheapest food. She counted her money again. There was no mistake. Only $1.87. But the next day was Christmas, and Delia didn't know what to do. She sat down on her table and began to cry. Delia lived in this poor house. No one. She wanted with her husband, James. Besides the room, they had a kitchen and bathroom, but they were very poor and small. James was a pretty lucky man because he had a job, but it isn't a good job, and he didn't like his job, but he had a job. Delia wanted to work as well, but she couldn't find the job because the times were bad. In this moment, Delia stopped crying. She washed her face and stood up at the window. She looked out at the grey cat on a grey wall in the grey road. She thought that in this Christmas she must get money to buy her husband a good present because she very loved her. She very loved him. In this moment, she turned round and looked in the glass on the wall, and her eyes were bright. She thought that now he had two special things. His watch, which once belonged her father, but before him grandfather. But the second one was her long and beautiful hair. She decided to sell her hair to get some money and buy a good present. She put on her coat and her hat and left the home. She came up the door with Madame Eloy's hair. Inside there was a fat woman. Delia asked for her if she could buy her hair. The fat woman answered that she asked for her to show her hair. Delia take her hat off, and her beautiful brown hair fell down. The fat woman suggested $20, and Delia agreed. When her hair was cut down, she get her money and began to find the present. Suddenly, she saw a beautiful gold chain for watch, and she thought that she had to buy this chain for her husband. This chain cost $21, and she came back to home to get left $1.87. She saw in the glass, and she didn't like her hair now. She thought that she looks like a schoolgirl, but she hoped that her husband would love her in the spite of her short hair. At the 7 o'clock was a dinner, and Delia was waiting it. In this moment, opens the door, and her husband came to the home. He looked at her and very surprised. But she in this moment was very afraid because she thought that he didn't like her hair, and she asked him if he don't love her anymore. But James didn't know what to answer, and he just put something from his pocket and put it on the table. He said that he said to her, open this present, and then she understood why he was unhappy. She opened the present, and she was very happy because it was a comb. It was pretty beautiful comb, which she very liked. But she remembered suddenly that now it needn't for her because she didn't because she have not long hair. But she said that her hair will be long soon. In this moment, she remembered about his present. He took his chain and gave it for him, and said that he bring the watch to look how this chain will be look like with this watch. Yeah. In this moment, James sit at the table and begin to laugh. He said that he sold his watch to get money and to buy the comb for Delia.